Imagine, it's a typical Friday and you're on your way to work or perhaps school. Things are getting really busy and people aren't quite paying attention on the road. You arrive at the crosswalk, distracted by your phone. You cross the long crosswalk, not realizing there were only 3 seconds till the light switched. Without much time, you get hit by a car in need of immediate emergency attention. Meanwhile, you have a friend whose boyfriend, who she hasn't seen in months due to his constant travel being on the basketball team. Your dear friend finally gets to see her boyfriend, and they're getting real comfortable, and I'll let your imagination do the rest on what's about to go down. Your friend gets a phone call that you have been in a car accident and that you have assigned her as your emergency contact. Is your friend gonna immediately stop whatever she or he is doing to run to your aid? Or maybe a little caught up in their own situation, they realize yours can wait. As humans, we need people in our lives for our bare survival. But who we choose to have these amazing bonds with is solely up to us. I am here to encourage you to have 3 simple but distinct categories for the peers in your life, to maintain healthy boundaries and remain in control of the people that you choose to be involved in your life. In this time period, the trust between people in their various relationships, whether as friends or as significant others, has gone downhill very fast. This is because the boundaries in these relationships is not clear and understood by both parties. So what are the categories? The first category would be true friends. The people in this should be highly trusted. 2 key things that are the base of this relationship is trust and guidance. These people know your heart's truest desire, and through everything you encounter, you can trust that your information will remain safe and secure. Also, for you to be guided in the right way on how to move in the midst of the situation. In my descriptive example in the beginning, your close friend will stop whatever they're doing with their significant other to attend to your situation. It is important to choose your true friends very wisely. You should be secure and safe to discuss personal issues with this person and be able to grow with each other without any judgment on past mistakes. The next category is a friend. This person is based on situation, whether a work friend, a school friend, or even a club friend. They are your company depending on what exactly you're doing or where exactly you are at the moment. With a friend, you want to be very aware of what information you're telling them. A quote from the book Norway Wood by Haruki Murakami states, "Nobody likes to be alone that much. I just don't go out of my way to make friends, that's all. It just leads to disappointment." In the end, you will be very disappointed if you have not established a clear distinction between the 2, based on the peers in your life. A quote I saw as I was scrolling down my timeline on Pinterest. Remember, you don't need a certain number of friends, just a number of friends you can be certain of. If it's a night out with your club friends, bringing up personal issues such as hardships you're going through within your home is not the ideal conversation to be having. You never know who's listening and what the people around you's truest intention is with that information you're relaying. The last category is acquaintances. Usually people, you keep it short and simple. Within other words, the hi-hi relationship. You see them, they acknowledge you, and you do the same, then keep it moving. You never really want to get too personal with them, usually because one of 2 reasons. You simply don't know them as much, or they're once a dear friend, switched up on you, and they are no longer involved in your life. With these categories, you can be sure you have maintained boundaries for the people involved in your life. This will allow better control of the relationships as well. I urge you to consider the people involved in your life with the desire of having a healthy relationship with those people in mind. Take a step back and examine who exactly is in my life at the moment. Especially with the worldwide pandemic going on, who is truly in your life as of now. Determine who are my true friends, the people I can trust and feel safe and secure around them, especially when relaying my personal issues with them. Who simply are my friends? The people I walk and talk with at school every day, or the coworkers I mingle during lunchtime? What is the reason I would consider this person an acquaintance? And lastly, but very important point, is keeping the person in the category you set them in for every situation you find yourself in. This will allow the end result both me and you want. Healthy boundaries to equal healthy relationships. Also, structure that does not fluctuate depending on how you feel on the given day, but structure made by you that you can follow through efficiently. If you don't take the time to create boundaries in your relationship, you will notice, if you haven't already, you're always giving your time and energy to the wrong people, leaving you always being taken advantage of. I may not know everybody in your life and how they play a role in it, but I do know you're in control of having a clear definition of what these three categories are, and utilizing them will establish the healthy relationships you desire. Take your relationship into your hands. I leave you with 2 quotes, as you're going to see on the screen. Some people are going to leave, but that's not the end of your story. That's the end of their part in your story. And lastly, a true friend accepts who you are and helps you become who you can be. Thank you.